Go. Hey guys, it's me, Chance Jones, the coolest 10-year-old entrepreneur you'll ever meet. And today I'm here with Erik, Mr. Awesome Swanson. Hey Erik.
What's up, Chance? What's going on, man? Look at the stock exchange. Oh my God, the numbers are going up. Okay. Good to see you, man.
So, I have a question that I always ask my interviewees, and it's a pretty good question. What is your claim to success?
Oh, I love that question. Really good question. Okay, so my claim to success is following those who left what I call breadcrumbs, right? Oh, now I'm hungry. But little breadcrumbs of success, right? The follow the leader. It's so true. And if you're following the right leaders, and that's really my claim to success. It's like I don't claim that I've invented anything crazy or brand new methodologies. It's really all of it's been there. It's just a different twist of it. But thinking about following those leaders and actually sticking to it, right? A lot of us, we start things and then we just like say, well, that didn't work, and then we don't do it again, instead of really sticking to your awesomeness. So my claim to success is really harnessing my awesomeness, but following those leaders that left the path for us in, they call it the forefathers, right? Forefathers of success. I mean, I could name I could name five forefathers. Watch me only name four. I can name five forefathers right now of grandfathers of success in our industry. What is our industry? Our industry is being an awesome human being and helping the world, right? As a self-employed entrepreneur growing to the next level. So, I mean, the five that I can come up with right away: Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. Oh my gosh, amazing. Og Mandino. Oh, wow, amazing. I have one of his books. I have all the books, by the way. There's Think and Grow Rich, and there's Og Mandino's The Greatest Salesman in the World. This one's literally signed from the company of Og Mandino, and he's passed now. But who else are the grandfathers of success? Let's go with Zig Ziglar was a huge one. Jim Rohn. I had the pleasure of working with Jim Rohn a little bit, and before he passed, and just amazing individual. Yeah, I'm on four right now, right? Yeah, and let's go with five. I mean, I'm Earl Nightingale is another one. Nightingale, Conan, Earl Nightingale. What was The Strangest Secret in the World? Oh, what a fantastic audio program. So those are the five right there. I mean, those are five out of probably 50 I can mention. But notice that there's not, I don't know if I can mention 50 grandfathers of success. I mean, honestly, and a lot of the people have learned from those individuals, right? You name anyone. You name myself, Erik Swanson, Mr. Awesome. You name Tony Robbins. Tony, he's not a grandfather of success. He's super successful. But who did he learn from? The lineage from Jim Rohn, right? So Jim Rohn, he used to work directly for Jim Rohn. So there's that lineage of passage for success, which I love. And guys, that's our time. Take care. Thank you. I'm just kidding. I'm back.
So, how did you amass all of your success? How did you create all of this?
How did I create it all? Well, I have a blueprint. Here's the piece of paper. I'll give it to you, and you can write this down. Here's all my paperwork I'm just kidding, man. How did I create it? It's step by step. It's a great question, because there's a question within your question, and I love that. So I believe that a lot of people, what do we do is we get bombarded with all these, like, have to do all these things, and they say have to instead of get to do it, right? We are blessed to be able to do all these things, right? To be here. I'm in a room right now with you on a laptop, on a computer. This is amazing. It's awesome. I don't even know where you live. You could live in Greece for all, I don't know where you live. But the point is, though, the success traits are there for us to learn. And for me, what I did was I went ahead and saw these as bite size. You know how a lot of people, like, if you think of something, I mean, Chance, I know you're 21, you're driving now or something. So if you think of these big things, like your mom's like, go down to the store and go do this, and you got to go do this and go pick up your grandmother, and we'll meet you in Florida. And you're like, all right, Mom, but I'm 10, I have no driver's license, whatever, I'll go anyway. And then it's like this big, huge project. Now, if you had to do that project, if you were of age to drive, let's say, what you would do is say, okay, I'm going to get the car, but first, what do I need if I'm going to go take the car? You need the keys, right? And then what do you need before the keys? Well, you need a mindset.
Shoes.
You have the shoes. Well, you don't technically if you're wearing the what I call laptop lifestyle 3-piece suit. You know what it is? It's a t-shirt. I'm wearing it right now, actually, sort of. It's my San Diego wear. It's my t-shirt, my shorts, and my flip-flops. That's the 3-piece suit for San Diego lifestyle. But anyway, my point is, though, and we were talking about this offline a little bit ago. Remember when we're talking about visualization and then just creating something. Well, something comes before the creation. It is the mindset, right? So if you're going to take the car and you need to go grab the keys, first you're thinking about where the keys are. So it's all about your mind and your attitude. Now, think about this, though. Chance, are you with me on this? So if you think about going to get the keys, like think about some car keys that you're going to take from your mom today and take the Maserati out, right? And you're like, Mom, I'm taking the Maserati. She's like, no, take the Porsche. The Maserati's in the shop. All right. So what happens is think about where your mom puts the keys. I mean, it might be hanging somewhere. You don't have to technically tell me, but it could be hanging on a wall. It could be, knowing your mom, it'd be like underneath the car by accident. She dropped them or something, right, Mom? Maybe you left them in the car in the ignition. But anyway, there's somewhere. So now you have to think about going to get the car keys to get the car. But then you actually have to do one more thing before you actually get the car keys. You actually have to get up and move your whole body. And there's a whole nother thinking process that you have to literally move you to that location, whether that's getting off the seat, getting off the couch, getting off the couch of 15 years of not following your own dreams, right? Some of us do that. We go, well, we should be this, we should be that, and what do? Is we just sit there and we don't actually do it, and then we say, well, it's okay. Other people are like me; they're not doing it either, right? How many people? By population, by percentage, think about it. I think you're 10 years old, right? Which I love that. I think that's so cool. I'm close to your age as well. But the point is, though, a lot of people in your industry or in your a lot of people like you are not like you. Okay. How do I explain that? What I mean by most 10-year-olds, what would you say? 99% of 10-year-olds don't have a show like this with a beautiful background like you have, like teaching success quotients to kids and entrepreneurs to grow to the next level. I mean, I already voted, man. I voted. Chance 2020. What did I say? 2040, I think. Yeah, I did the math. Chance 2040 for president. I'm serious. I'm going to put it in the chat. I'm voting for you in 2040. I'm going to vote for you because I want to see you change the world, man. I love it. So there's my answer. I forgot what the question was.
So go back to earlier when we were talking about breadcrumbs. What was the biggest breadcrumb that you found?
Yeah, wow, that's a really good one. Ever. Woof. I don't know if I can. So that's like a big bread loaf or something, right? So the biggest breadcrumb, honestly, was given to me. One of the biggest breadcrumbs, okay, in my business world, and I know the answer right off the bat. So most people, when you interview them, this is what happens. They're like, "Yo, good question." They always say "good question," and then they always look up left and right to try to find the answer in their mind. I know exactly the question or the answer, and it is when Brian Tracy, who's one of my mentors. Now, I didn't list him as one of the grandfathers of success because he learned from other people as well, which is amazing. I learned from him. So it's like a lineage to me. But Brian Tracy taught me one major thing that he said to me personally when I started working with him about 25 years ago. Okay. 25 years ago. Oh my God. Okay. 25 years ago, he said this. He said, Erik, I wasn't called Mr. Awesome by the way back then, but later on in years I was. But so he called me Erik. He goes, Erik, I want you to learn and love everything that you can from my trainings. Here's one of his books, Maximum Achievement. There's a picture of him. This is basically when he was around 25 or 30 years old, right there. Look how old that picture is. And if you notice the paper, this was as white as that. The paper is now yellow. It's so old. This book is 25 years old. That I've had personally here. So the point is, he said, Erik, don't learn and love 100% of my information. Learn as much as you can, use as much as you want to, but diversify yourself. And that's why I love your background with the stock exchange and all the different things there. Diversify your investment, and your investment in what? In yourself. So he told me, Brian Tracy told me, to diversify myself and learn from other individuals, learn from other people who are successful. And that was one of the biggest breadcrumbs I've ever had in my in my career, in my life as a speaker or an author. And you know what? And then it came into like, now this is a picture of Dale Carnegie. And this looks like a really cool classic book, right? The Book of Influence from Dale Carnegie, #1 in like 7 categories. I can't wait to read this. Oh, by the way, I wrote this. Yeah, so I wrote this book. This is one of my books. And the point that I'm making is, had I not taken his advice, I wouldn't have taken my own advice to go ahead and diversify myself and surround myself with top speakers and leaders, such as all of the ones who join me in different book series, right? So it's all encumbers all these success quotients. But the thing is, these crumbs, these breadcrumbs are there. They're like, you see in the background of your background there, you've got the ticker line, your stock line, and it goes in a certain way, which is a certain pattern. And that's called a sigmoid curve. In my land, in my industry. And what happens is, then you have the tipping point, which I'm trying to point to your screen. That's funny. But there's a tipping point right near your ear there. And that tipping point, if you notice, it's going sort of stagnant this way, and then it tips, goes straight up. And Malcolm Gladwell coined the tipping point in his books and Outliers and all the different books that he has. And it's pretty amazing. So to answer your question, which I forgot what the question was, what is the biggest breadcrumb? The biggest breadcrumb I've had is when Brian Tracy said to don't learn 100% of one person's thing, learn from other people, start surrounding yourself with the best. And I started doing that. Then I became friends with, you name it, Jack Canfield, Chicken Soup for the Soul, Les Brown, Greg Reed, Sharon Lecter, who co-wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad with Robert Kiyosaki, and she wrote so many books. Actually, I have them literally up and down my thing here. Oh, and there's a diploma for me speaking actually at Harvard University right there. So it's just little reminders that you're doing something amazing, right? So if you look at it, your background and my background is very similar, where you have stocks and all the success of businesses. I do too, just in a different way, right? And then I have, if you notice this, we have the business side of what the results are on this side of my screen behind me, and then this is the tree of life, the tree of life that gives me the nourishment, that gives me that flows through to. So if you notice this, success flows through me. It doesn't come from me. It doesn't go to me. It flows through me to others. Make sense?
But is there anything that like keeps you going on a daily basis? Like, so yeah, I gotta do
You do. Seriously, I'm answering the question. You do. You keep me going on a daily basis. And I just met you. But you know what? Think about this. Lean in for a second. I want to have a conversation with you. Lean in for a second. Guess what? You know what? Do you feel that you and I have known each other for a lot longer than just whatever we've known each other for a couple of weeks now? I feel like we've known each other for a longer time because we speak the same language, the language of helping others. Right? So I cut your question off a second ago, but I want to high five you. Give me a high five. Boom. Bam. Thank you, sir. But I cut your question off. You were going to ask what I think you were going to, and I cut it off, so I'll let you finish your question. But what gets me going? What gets me sparked? What gets me going every single day? I think that was the question, but I could be wrong. Was it different than that?
It was.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you know what? Great question. And I'm sorry I interrupted you. I was just so excited to point to you and go, you do. But it's true. You really do spark my awesomeness. I get up in the morning now over the last 2 weeks going, I can't wait to find out what Chance is doing. I think he's changing the world. I wonder how he's doing it. And now there's no competition in the world, but I do have a little playful competition in my mind going, if Chance can do it, I can do it. What the heck's he doing today? I gotta, and I'm calling my team. I go, we gotta beat Chance. What's happening? He's changing people's lives. How many lives have we changed? And Siri's like, forget it. Anyway, the point is though, you gotta have these pumped up awesomeness, right? And before you, no offense to you, but before you, it was another inspiration of somebody. It was another person. I'll tell you another thing. Right after this interview, I'm taking off one of my three-piece suit, just this shirt, and I'm flip-flops, t-shirt, and going to meet a buddy of mine who's a huge speaker in our world, and he's having a little trouble. He's having a little, he's a little down. I don't want to say depressed or anything, but something's going on, and I want to be there for him. So I'm just driving over there just to hang with him and do anything we can do. Go play some golf or just have a glass of water or something and just chill. So it's all about, and that's what is another inspiration for me. It's all about what my motto is, which is, it says right here and I have one of these for you, by the way. It says, it's a dog tag that I wear every day, and it says, no drama, serve others. NDSO, no drama, serve others. It's all about serving others. The person that introduced us, Bob Donnell, I want to give a big shout out to Bob Donnell. He's awesome, right? And he's the one who introduced you and I, and I really appreciate him for doing that, because he gave me a gift. He gave both of us a gift, because now, if you think about it, the old saying, you can go, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with a team, a group. And now you and I, just this connection is another entity. It's another influence nucleus, okay, or nucleus of influence. Ooh, there's another book title for me. But it really is, and it grows. So then people are like, oh yeah, I know Chance, or oh yeah, I know Mr. Awesome. But have you seen them together and see what they do together? Oh my gosh, they just built this and that and this and that. So really cool stuff. Thank you for writing that book title down, by the way. I know what you're doing. I love it. So the next question, I'm going to take the next question. So the next question I'd like to ask you, Chance, is what is your book title that you're going to come up with, and when are you going to write it, and who's going to write it with you, or at least do the forward for you?
So the book that I'm going to write is going to be called Take a Chance. And the man who is going to be co-authoring it with me is yourself, Erik, Mr. Awesome.
What? Yes!
What? Crazy!
Yay!
Who would have known?
Taking a chance. I love it. Take a chance, or taking a chance. Ooh, I like taking a chance. It's because people need to learn. Because here's what I've learned is, take a chance. Actually, both are really good. But I love the title, because the title, if you think about it, is not about you, Chance. It's about the audience member or the reader, right? And of course, clearly it is your techniques, and it is about you as well. But it's stories about you. So inspiration, right? And why do you write stories about yourself? So that other people can say, if he can do it, I can do it as well. And that's the key. That's another book title too. If he can do it, I can do it. Or if she can do it, I can do it. I like that. I might have to come up with that. Did you hear my newest one? My newest one's going to be amazing. So I have like 5 or 6 different series of books. This one's called The Book of Influence, which is 4-part series, all number ones. I only do number ones, by the way. Only number one. That's it. I don't do anything less than number one. The other book series is this guy right here, it's called The Principles of David and Goliath. All right, The Principles of David and Goliath. And it's a 3-part series. This is part 1 on mindset and belief systems. And then the second one is I believe it's this one right here, which is action and implementation. And then the third book, which you should get these on Amazon.com or Barnes & Noble or anywhere you want, and give it a 5-star review. What's up? This one is on strategy and goal methods. So basically, you've got 3 books that are about 300 pages each, and really cool friends, authors of mine, famous speakers that co-write this with me, and it's really cool stuff. The point that I'm making is this is being the David, right, to your Goliath, right? So the person to your big, huge obstacle or monster, right? How many of us think that or feel that we have obstacles, big, huge, insurmountable obstacles in front of us, right? You're 10. What are your obstacles? You're like, all right, get a new bicycle, right? What are your obstacles, right? But I'm kidding. But the point is, though, like a lot of people, you know, they have bigger huge obstacles sitting in front of them, and you do too, I'm sure. The thing is, how do you handle those? So we teach people how to be awesome, or your David, to your obstacles or your challenges in life. So my next newest series that's coming out, that's going to be a 3-parter like this, is all female focused. So because I love the female empowerment, it's going to be 3 books. It's going to be 33 authors, all female, and it's going to be the principles of Debbie and Goliath. So it's all going to be about female empowerment and what they're doing for leadership and all these really cool things. I don't even think I'm going to be in the book, so it's going to be really cool. So just wanted to mention that.
And so that's why everybody calls you Mr. Awesome, right? Because you're awesome. You're Mr. Awesome.
I'm awesome. I got that nickname from Les Brown and Brian Tracy as I was coming off the stage one time.
But why do people call you Mr. Awesome?
Really great question.
How did it originate?
Yeah, really great question. So it originated because someone just two speakers called me when I was coming off the stage, because they thought, wow, this is pretty awesome, right? They just came up with that word in their mind. But you know, great question though, and I believe the answer is the fact that why do people call me awesome is most likely because I'm all about them, and I'm all about, yes, I build my stuff, but at the core of it is no drama, serve others, helping others first. And if you help if you mostly help other people for the most of the part of your whole life, then you're going to be more successful. So I believe that's why. And another reason is probably I do things a little differently than other people. So that's probably the reasons why. And I love it, you know. And I learned this as well. It's not about me. It's not Mr. Awesome because it's me. It's we all are awesome together. And if I show up in a room and if I can change your life, great, allow it to happen, right? But it's all of us together as being awesome, right? I love that. What's your nickname, Chance?
My nickname is well, I don't really have a nickname.
All right, well, we'll have to figure one out. Taking a chance, dude.
The guy with the stock exchanges in the back.
Yeah, I love it. Let's take a chance.
And
all right, what's the next question, sir?
So, do you have any questions for me?
I do. How tall are you?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Are you growing like every day? Do you grow like every day? I assume you do. All right, I got a better question. What's your favorite food to eat? Like, what is your favorite food?
Ooh.
Do you like sushi?
Steak. It's got to be steak.
Steak? I love it. That's awesome. Medium rare? Medium rare to rare.
Perfect medium rare on that. Get a good crust. It's perfect. Perfect steak.
Awesome. Here you go. Fist pump. There you go. Put it in the video. There you go. I love it. You passed the medium rare steak test. That's great. Let's see what else. What's your go-to drink? Like, do you go for hot chocolate, or do you go for water or sodas or iced tea? What's your drink of choice?
I'm like okay with soda, water, basically tea, coffee.
Coffee? You drink coffee?
Yeah, sometimes.
What?
Well, sometimes if I need the caffeine.
All right.
I know it's something that you cut out of your life, which is caffeine, alcohol, and negativity.
That's right.
Because you're Mr. Awesome.
The way I figure getting rid of coffee out of my life or caffeine, I do like espresso. So every now and then I'll have one or something, but for the most part, I cut coffee out. And the thing is, I realize that I am my own coffee. I am my own energy. All right. I can dig deep into myself and say, I'm good. I'm great. I'm okay. I don't need to be, you know, I don't need another outside stimulant to help me. I'm going to help myself. And then not only am I my own coffee, but I'm other people's espresso. Right. So when I show up and share my coffee with them, which is my energy, my attitude, then I'm sharing that with them and they get to take that. Right. It's kind of cool. So I always have water in different cups. Oh, by the way, here's a good reminder. So I have Mr. Awesome written right on my mug. It's just little reminders that you have to have for yourself. Really cool stuff.
And for my last question of the day, because we've been going for a little while now, tell me about what is like the mainstream way that you help people?
By finding the belief systems in themselves.
So, like, is there any like programs, any like webinars, anything like that?
Yeah, great question. I run masterminds. So ever since the pandemic, we decided to, kind of stop going out and do the seminars and start coming internally to do the seminars. But it turned into more of masterminds, which if you want, you can share this with your listeners. There's a website called ridealongguestpass.com. And that's it. It's ridealongguestpass.com. And if they go there, they fill out their name and email, they'll get a free guest pass one time to come to one of our Zoom internal amazing masterminds that we help them. It's called the Habitude Warrior Mastermind, which is all about your habits and your attitude. Habitude Warrior. And it's really harnessing the awesomeness in you to grow your personal and your business life as well. So they can go there and check that out if they'd like to. It's my gift to them.
Okay, and now we're gonna have to cut this meeting off, sadly, because
What? Because we gotta go. Because we gotta go. Because it's beautiful outside.
We gotta be somewhere.
This was so much fun, man. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate what you're doing for the world. I honestly, I kid you not when I say this. I believe that this is a moment. How do I say this? It might not be a moment in your time, but it's a moment in my time. And I feel blessed to be able to share this moment with you because I know you're going to be huge. You already are. And you're going to be huge in the industry of our world. And remember, as we were talking about the grandfathers of success, the Ogbendinos, the Earl Nightingales, the Zig Ziglars, and so forth. The Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hills, the Jim Rohns. Yeah, there's that grandfather's success. Then right underneath it are the fathers, right? And then there's the generation right now, which I guess that's me. And next generation, it's you. And I'm so excited. I can't wait for 15, 20, 30 years from now when you and I are having a cappuccino decaf because no coffee. And you're like, yeah, I remember the time when I interviewed you, Erik, 30 years ago. And they used to call you Mr. Awesome. They still do, right? I can't wait till that time because it's a moment in my time to be able to share with you. And I love the fact that I get to share this. This is a blessed moment for me. I hope that makes sense. And you might not see it right now because you're grown up. You're right in the middle of this. You're in the forest, as they say. But once you step out of that forest, you could see the big picture. And I love the picture that you're sharing with the world. So hats off to you, brother.
So I would like to give a huge thanks to you, Erik Swanson, Mr. Awesome. I would like to give a huge thanks to Bob Donnell. And goodbye, guys. This is your smart 10-year-old signing off. Bye.
See you later.